Shalom, brothers and sisters, and once again, this is Brother Brandon Judah McDuffie bringing you another edition concerning Solid Foundation International Ministries. That's Solid Foundation International Ministries, S.F.I.M. Log in on YouTube, check out my videos. You won't be disappointed, brothers and sisters. Waking up the lost 12 tribes of Israel, Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. You are God's chosen people according to the Bible. Okay, before we get into the lesson, we want to say double honors to the elders and the apostles. We want to say salutations to the Achaim, the brothers that's preaching this truth, teaching this truth in sincerity, edifying the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And last but not least, all praises and glorification to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh being who the world calls God, and Yahweh Shai being the Son of God, who the world calls Jesus Christ. So let's get into the lessons. And today's lesson basically going to be concerning political viewpoints, political pinpoints. And we're going to start off with this image right here. Now, brothers and sisters, what I want to go over is I want to talk a little bit about America, because we know Revelation chapter 18 speaks on America as being Babylon the Great. You see right here it says Revelation 18:2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, in the cage of every unclean bird. So Babylon the Great, pursuant to the Bible, is none other than America. Brothers and sisters, believe it or not, Babylon the Great is America, because when you break down the word Babylon, Babylon comes from the root word Babel, which simply means confusion. And there's a lot of confusion in America. I mean, different languages, different nationalities. You got so many things that's out of order, you know, and that's what the word Babylon comes from, Babel, which means confusion. And this is the land of confusion, pursuant to Revelation 18 chapter. And Revelation 18:3 says, for all the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. So it's relating Babylon to a her. Babylon is a personification, and it's classified as a woman. And it says that all nations have drunk of the wine. That wine is simply talking about lies, deceit, falsehood. All nations have played a part in being taught lies, drinking of that wine in the wrath of a fornication. And this is talking about spiritual fornication, brothers and sisters. It says, in the kings of the earth is known as the international banking families, the elites, have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through abundance of her delicacies. So Revelation 18:4 says, I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people. Now, the people that's supposed to come out of her, which is America, come out of Babylon the Great, which is America, are the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The people of Negroid and Indian descent. Why? Because according to the Bible, you are known as the lost tribes of Israel. Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are God's chosen people, and you're supposed to come out of her. Basically, you're supposed to separate yourself from the customs of America. Don't do the customs of America, the holidays. Keep your holy days. Don't eat unclean foods. Keep the dietary laws. Do not be a part of these wicked traditions in America. You have to come out of America, brothers and sisters, spiritually. Once you find out that you're a Hebrew Israelite, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you have to come out of America spiritually, not physically. Because we're waiting on the Most High to deliver us, to set his hand again a second time, pursuant to Isaiah 11:11. So you have to come out of her spiritually and not be partakers of her sins. All this wicked ass stuff that they are displaying and perpetrating in America, you're not supposed to be partakers of that. All these pagan holidays and so forth, that you receive not her plagues, because her plagues, basically what's coming to Babylon, is nuclear destruction, thermonuclear destruction, that's going to destroy this place within one day, man. You have 700 million missiles that's going to destroy basically Babylon the Great, which is America. And I just want to do a short take concerning America. Brothers and sisters, I want to bring out some points that you may not have known that I want to edify you on. So let's get started, brothers and sisters. Alright, so first of all, we want to start out by saying that the United States has always been and still is under basically British rule. The United States has always been and still is British crown colony, so to speak. Alright, so United States of America, first of all, brothers and sisters, is not a country. It's simply known as a corporation. It's not a country. It's a corporation. You have like 51 states, I want to say, in the Western Hemisphere, and each of these states are known as corporations, brothers and sisters. Each of these states are known as corporations, and Washington D.C. is known as a jurisdiction. So the corporation has legal jurisdiction to do business and create franchises. So the district of a corporation is called none other than the United States of America. And like I said, these 51 states are separate from the jurisdiction, and lands, they separate from the jurisdiction. And Washington D.C. is not a state, but like I said, it's a jurisdiction that's called a District of Columbia, and all these other 51 states is separate from that jurisdiction or land. Okay, and I just want to go over a couple things, brothers and sisters, concerning this, that this corporation has legal jurisdiction to do business, like I said, and create franchises. Like, I just want you to consider this, that America is not a country, it's a corporation. Like IBM, you got General Motors, Microsoft, McDonald's, AT&T, you know, all these like you see before you, brothers and sisters. That's all it is, man. America is not a country, it's a corporation, and countries don't have presidents. All right, countries don't have presidents, brothers and sisters. Corporations do. So I'm gonna bring up a picture of Barack Obama. All right. Let's bring up a picture of him, because he's the president of the United States, which is simply a corporation. And like I said, man, countries don't have no damn presidents. Corporations do. Alright? And what you must know, that only kings and queens can rule over countries. Presidents can't rule over damn countries. Only kings and queens can rule over countries. Now, a president basically can make decisions on the behalf of a king and queen, but they can't rule over countries. Presidents can only rule over corporations. So I just wanted to put that out, brothers and sisters, concerning Barack Obama, because he was not even born on American soil. But I'm not going to say he was elected. He was elected, because when you look into the electoral college, that tells you your damn votes don't matter anyway, man. In order to be a president, I just want to throw this out too, that your bloodline has to be related to the King of England. Every president. All right. And every president was simply a Freemason. And American presidents are handpicked and financed by these special interest power groups. Alright? And Barack Obama is none other than a puppet, man. And all he does basically is make decisions on the behalf of the king and queen of Britain, man. So, on the case of the United States, that's exactly what a president does. Okay, he's not the president of the United States, but he's the president of the corporation of the United States. And that's no different than McDonald's, man. Like I just showed you the image, all these corporations. That's no different than that. So since the United States is a corporation, the question is, who owns the corporation, man? That's the question. Who owns the corporation? If you do your research, you can look into Canada and Australia. They got big time leaders who are prime ministers of Queen Elizabeth, so to speak, Great Britain, and the United States is just another crown colony. So what I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, cause they like to talk about Independence Day. You know, they coming out with a new Independence Day as well. You know, the old school Independence Day starring Will Smith. They supposed to be coming out with a new Independence Day, brothers and sisters. And speaking of Independence Day, when you think of Independence Day, you think of 1776. All right, but some people said that why did American colonists want to be free from British rule? Well, this is what was stated, that American colonists wanted to be free from British rule because They thought that Great Britain was too far, first of all, to be able to govern them, and then they said they didn't want to pay taxes to someone who didn't know what was going on in their lives. So basically, they also didn't like how Great Britain was treating them, and they thought that they should be basically able to govern themselves without approval of Britain. And they also didn't want to pay taxes to a government that was not helping the people. So what they did, basically, supposedly they became a political independent country. And I guess this is supposed to be the birth of America, 1776. But this is something that you don't know, brothers and sisters, because after America supposedly became free from the British rule, the Treaty of 1783 was signed, and that treaty specifies, basically, it identifies King George III of England as the Prince of the United States, and it also contradicts the belief in America that they won the war of independence, man. And you also got private corporations that they ain't telling you about, like the Federal Reserve, also known as the Feds. Man, all this, man, brothers and sisters, there's so much to say, but I'm trying to put you on some political viewpoints, because we always doing like spiritual lessons. But if you look into the Federal Reserve, man, that's a private corporation, which is owned by Zionists, the Rothschilds, and you look at the IRS too, the Internal Revenue Service. That's a private corporation. Basically, they leeching off people, because IRS is none of. I mean, I look at the IRS like they steal money from citizens of America, because they make you basically pay in concerning the file attempt 40, and if you don't pay in, they say they can jail you for not paying in. But in the 16th Amendment, if you look at the 16th Amendment, brothers and sisters, that'll tell you that the Supreme Court, that did not get a government any new taxing power concerning the Supreme Court. So why they are jailing people when the Supreme Court stated that they don't even have to, man? So basically, that's why so many people be talking about that America today. They believe that there's no law dealing with the IRS that requires them to pay income tax or file an attempt 40, and many people been put in jail. So all I'm trying to say, I challenge the IRS to just basically, if that's true, to show statutes that allows a direct apportionate tax on wages and labor of the American people. And basically, if I'm lying, man, I certainly give apologies to the IRS, which I'm not. And if the IRS is wrong, then if the IRS simply is wrong and there is no law, then guess what? All these blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that they locked up, they should be released immediately. So if this is a nation of laws and a free country, then the IRS should show the people the law, man, and stop bull jobbing. But they ain't gonna do that, because there is no law. There is no law telling you to file an attempt 40. So what they doing? They stealing money from the people, man. And all this is set up for is profits and gains. This ain't got nothing to do with labor and wages, man. So that's why IRS is a secret corporation. I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but I'm just trying to tell you the truth, man. It's a secret corporation that they don't want you to know about, that is controlled by British powers. Not only IRS, man, you got NASA. You got the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. NASA is a private corporation. You got FICA, which is Federal Insurance Contributions Act. That's a private corporation. You know, and these corporations are owned by Great Britain. They collect American citizens who pay taxes through IRS, and then they loan it back again with interest to pay for roads and bridges and public works and stuff in that nature, man. So, like, all I'm trying to tell you, man, that all your tax money, all your paying taxes goes directly to Queen Elizabeth of Great Britain, man. That's why America, let me tell you something, man. That's why America don't even print its own money. Because guess what? That shows you that they not politically an independent country, man. It's a corporation. America don't even print its own money. Last but not least, the European bankers, basically, they print American money, and then they place Illuminati symbolism on the back. That's why when you look on the back of the dollar, people, it has Latin phrases on the back. No, that has nothing to do with America. So basically, why there's Latin phrases on the back of the dollar bills? Even China and Russia quit the dollar bill currency, and they started moving to gold. So I'm bringing this out, man, to show you, brothers and sisters, man, we living in the last time, and pursuing the Revelation 18, Babylon the Great is America, which is not a country but a corporation, man. Just remember that, brothers and sisters. And Like I said, this is why we have a president and not a king or queen. Remember, presidents rule over corporations. Kings and queens rule over countries. All right? Just keep that in mind. So, I mean, to sum all that up, brothers and sisters, I hope you were edified. We'll talk about emancipation later on, probably in another video. But I just wanted to put that out, brothers and sisters, about these wicked political schemes that they try to pull over on us on a daily basis. We'll talk about JFK in the next lesson too, man. We'll talk about his assassination, you know, why supposedly he was killed, because JFK was in the process of shutting down the right here, JFK, John Fitzgerald Kennedy, JFK. He was in the process of shutting down the Zionist Jews from printing money, because you know your treasury supposed to print the money by the values of gold. And guess what? The Rothschilds took all the gold, and then now basically they took all the gold, and the Rockefellers killed gold miners in Colorado in 1912, and then they paid National Guards to kill off gold miners, man. So guess what? The Rothschilds took all the gold, and now guess what is being used, people? Tungsten. That's what they use. That's counterfeit gold. That's not even real gold, man. Tungsten is used, you know. And JFK was planning on shutting down the Zionists from printing money off the Executive Order 1110, and that could have led to his assassination, man. So with that, I just want to say shalom, brothers and sisters. Hope you was edified, man, on this political viewpoint.